Melissa Lee's been booted from cabinet.
It's disappointing for certainly for Melissa. You know, I get that and I understand that, and she played that back to me, and I fully understand. You know, it's a tough day.
I don't quite understand what that means either. She played that back to me. It's a strange. I wonder if that's from some kind of Friedman file on how to run a business. You know, she played that back to me.
A tough day with plenty of lessons.
All right. So listen up, my little friends. I want to play one more bit from TV3, from News Hub, only because there's a particular phrase that's going around all the media at the moment that wasn't used in that one news story. So I've got it's only about 20 seconds to play here. This is what's embarrassed me from today.
This is really about making sure we have the right people on the right assignment at the right time.
The Prime Minister refused to say it was the demoted peer's performances which forced his reshuffle of the deck.
I want to make sure I've got all my aces in their places, that people are really contributing. I want to make sure that every minister is actually powered up, ready to go, doing a good job on their portfolios.
So, Chewy, there's been criticism of Mr. Luxon that he's really a middle manager. He just said, I want to get all my aces in their places. Like he's just come back from a fucking leadership retreat where they've been given the new slogans to get the lower level management in there. I made something today. I did it pretty quick and it's not particularly good, but you know the movie Office Space. Love that movie. This is what it made me think of. Just over Milton there. Get your aces in their places. And I'm actually embarrassed he said it. And this is why I'm embarrassed. I'll show you the kinds of people who use that phrase. You ready for this? Don't mean any offense to this lovely gentleman who's doing his own business, but this is basically your Prime Minister, Fano.
Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Joel Parker, and this is Whiteboard Wednesday.
Whiteboard Wednesday, guys.
This week I'm talking about putting your aces in their places. And this is to do with finding out...
This is your Prime Minister. This is the level of management your Prime Minister has got. And honestly, I am fucking embarrassed, Chewy. I'm embarrassed. Now, I know I've kind of jumped over the actual Melissa Lee story, so have at it, sir. That's me.
No, I've worked for some organisations where this sort of language would be used to motivate and that sort of thing, and it just feels like it's straight out of a how to be an effective people manager handbook or pamphlet that you've downloaded.
Pamphlet, yeah.
And this is because this is the world that he's come up in.
Yep.
Bigger organisations as middle management, and he's been positioned as a leader, and it's just like effective leaders don't need these sort of bumper sticker slogans.
Pithy bumper stickers, yeah, for sure.
You know, and I think it's jarring. Like, politicians are definitely prone to particular turns of phrases or ways of speaking and that sort of thing. And this isn't it. This is corporate buzzwords. And we knew that going into the election, that he was a corporate buzzword fucking generator.
Yeah.
You know, I made jokes at the time about a corporate Scrabble board being thrown into a ceiling fan to see what he'd make a statement about. You know, like Hipkins was lashed at the time when he had to replace people for good reasons.
Yep.
Absolutely lashed. Poor leader, government falling apart, that sort of thing. And then in the same position where, and again, I think it's the correct decision to demote these two ministers.
I agree.
They absolutely dropped the ball, and some of the things that were said directed at the disabled community and their carers were disgraceful. Like, they're all on the rort on the public tit.
Yeah.
Like, looking after disabled people as a walk in the park. Absolutely disgraceful. Should have been gone immediately. Absolutely made their government look like an utter shambles. That's definitely well within the realms of, like, you gotta go. But in that same position, Luxon is positioning himself as a bold and decisive leader, where someone that was in a very similar position last year is weak and ineffectual and doesn't have the right people.
Yeah.
Like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, my dude.
And
like, if you're talking about aces in your places, you know what the good time to do that was for? for the fucking election.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that you just didn't hit the ground running with your A team? You're just working out the kinks now? Come on.
I pick all the best people. I have the best people around me at all times. So there's only two possibilities here. Either Melissa Lee needs to be thrown under the bus, or Luxon needs to admit that he is not good at picking staff. Kia ora again, whānau. The clip you've just watched is brought to you today by our patrons. If you want to be a part of what we do, if you want to get behind what we're doing, if you're enjoying our content and wanting to share our content, then maybe you would consider being a patron to Big Hairy News. Head to www.patreon.com/Big Hairy News to sign up to one of our levels and be a patron. At this point, we are only a listener and viewer supported show. It all comes down to you guys. If you feel like jumping on board to help, then head to patreon.com/Big Hairy News. Hooroo!